Jane Love, what is your favorite Triple H match? Mine is the 3 Stages of Hell with Stone Cold, funny enough. That is funny, actually. Actually, what's even funnier about that is that Triple H beat him in that match, and everything was set up perfectly for him to be challenging Austin for the title coming out of WrestleMania that year, but Triple H is a very savvy guy. And I think he could read the tea leaves and said, you know what? I'd rather be paired off with this guy than be fed to him as his first victim. Smart man, that Triple H is. Do I have a favorite Triple H match? I do. And I think for me, I'm kind of actually torn between 2. Actually, I'm torn between 3, to be honest with you. I think my 3 favorite Triple H matches are the street fight at the Rumble with Cactus Jack, the Iron Man match with Rock at Judgment Day in 2000, and the tag team title match on Raw in 2001 with him and Austin against Jericho and Benoit. There's 3 awesome matches. And if I had to boil it down to just one, I'm probably going with the Iron Man match at Judgment Day in 2000, which is my favorite Iron Man match. Or at least it was until MJF and Bryan Danielson. That one's pretty damn good too. But yeah, it probably would be that one. Why do you think so many of Triple H's big WrestleMania moments flopped badly? Also, Chuck McGill could be an elite GM. He wears the foil, the tin foil blanket when he goes out to the ring. I mean, many of Triple H's big WrestleMania, some of his big WrestleMania matches were overshadowed by better matches, by more legendary matches that took place that night. 18 and 25 in particular stand out. 35, he was washed at that point. Him and Batista, I'm happy for Batista that he got that match because I know that was very important to him. Those last few years of Triple H in the ring, he was fucking terrible. He was so fucking boring. He had a match with The Undertaker. My God, what show was that? He had like a 30-minute match with The Undertaker at like a Super Showdown. It might have been in Australia or something. My God. Oh my God. How fucking terrible that was. And so those were the last few years of his career. He mentions 18, 25, 29. Yeah, 29 was the match with Brock. He beat Brock, didn't he? Yeah, that never should have happened. 32. Oh, God, don't get me started on that. 33 against Seth. Yeah, that was pretty boring. That's why I always said Triple H was the guy who worked with the guy. He just was not a dynamic performer. He was not one of those people that you go out of your way to want to pay money to go see relative to the names that you actually wanted to pay money to go see. The more charismatic, fun, entertaining performers that were out there that he was very fortunate enough to share the ring with and share that same era with. He just... Sorry, but tell me when I'm telling lies. Match, and it might have been 2018, but it was a one-on-one match, and I thought it was Australia, but wherever it was one of those international shows, and it fucking sucked. Okay, yeah, Super Show. Okay, but where was it, though? Was it Australia? Super Showdown 2018. Okay, it was in right, yes. It was in Melbourne. And it led to that awful tag match in Saudi. Yeah, Triple H at that point, he really shouldn't have been in the ring anymore. He was washed. I'm sorry. People talk about The Undertaker towards the end, and he was washed, and this guy's washed. Triple H was washed. He injured himself in the match. He injured himself in the Saudi tag match. I don't think he injured himself in the other one. The matches early in Triple H's career were awesome, though. Well, you say early. How early are you talking about here? They got better in the late 90s and early 2000s. No one was clamoring to see Hunter Hearst Helmsley wrestling in 1996. But yes, I mean, in 97, he had some great ones with Foley when he first introduced Cactus Jack, but even as Mankind, their King of the Ring final, SummerSlam cage match in 97. That's really when he started to come into his own as a singles performer in that company. But the early days of Triple H as a heel, when he shed the Blue Blood stuff, so like late 99, but really early 2000, really up until he hurt his leg for the first time. To me, that was, I have always said this, that was peak Triple H. In ring anyway, that was peak Triple H. 2000 through 2001 up until the torn quad. The very night that he tore his quad, because that tag match was awesome. That was peak Triple H. And he had great matches after. I know Bret Hart would disagree, but I mean, he had great matches after that. But to me, when he came back in 2002, he was never the same. He was never the same performer after that. He just wasn't. Still very good, but something was different. Obviously, he was physically a lot bigger, but something was definitely different. Say certain injuries make you change your in-ring style. Yeah, just look at Steve Austin. That's very true. Sometimes you can't come back and do the same things, or maybe you can, but you're a little gun shy because you want to avoid re-injuring yourself. You want to prolong your career, especially when it comes to like knee injuries, lower body injuries, knee, ankle. It's understandable. And Triple H tore his other quad a few years later. But a lot of that has to do with the muscle mass that he put on through whatever means he put it on. We'll leave it at that. But that clearly played a role in him tearing muscles. Clearly. Just use your own eyes. Triple H 06 was an asshole babyface. Triple H 06, like 06, 07, was clearly off the gas. His whole physique changed. His whole physique changed. I don't know if they were having another kid or what was going on back then, but like he just looked like a different person. But then his physique came back later on. But there was a period there, like in the mid-2000s, mid to late, where he didn't look quite the same. But then in like 08, I think it was, he got his physique back all of a sudden.